Alright, in this video we're going to go over Bigfoot and kind of what it looks like and compare some of the settings because there's a lot of ways you can run it. Now the way that this is set up, this is looking for just a 6-tick stop, 8-tick target. So for this day it maxed out at 370 bucks. So as far as what it can typically put up, generally can put up over 20 ticks. You'll see some days it can get up to 100 ticks, but generally we're looking for about 20 ticks of follow through, and then it'll be considered a pretty successful day, and I would give it at least a 20 tick stop on the day, just because a lot of times you can get shaken out of a few trades when things tighten up, and that's generally going to be in the morning. Things tend to loosen up in the afternoon. You could just run it in the afternoon and avoid that morning chop, but you never know. You could also hit your target on the day relatively quickly first thing in the morning. So the markets are always going to tighten up and then loosen up. So in a day like this, well, we started out with a winner, and then we stayed green all day, and so it was able to handle some of this chop, and then the two best moves of the day got knocked out of both of them, and that's trading. It's just a little bit tight for it to hit the target, so if I loosened up on the stop, it would catch both of these winners, but then other times you're going to be happier with that smaller stop. This little yellow box here, this is going to tell you when it's not taking any trades, and all that means is that in my settings I've got a little window so that if I accidentally am running it and it's crude oil inventory day, I don't want to take any trades during crude oil inventory, because you can get a whole bunch of trades to fire in typically 15 seconds, and so it's all computer generated. It's not anybody manually trading that, but if you're stuck in it, it can be a real hectic time, and you could put up a lot of ticks or lose a whole bunch of ticks, and your stops are not really going to be respected. So this day looks like that. So it has a little yellow window. All of this is yellow. This is overnight. For me, I don't trade that time, but some people do. So for the prior day, this is another day where it was not crude oil inventories, and so we started out the day, we were able to get somewhere up into that 20 tick range real fast, and then it got chopped around a little bit, and then it came back and it put up about 27 ticks later on is how high it got later on. So that means it had two opportunities to get into that 20 tick range, and it got chopped a little bit in the afternoon. So it's not something you want to run all day. You just want to hit your daily target and be done, because the markets, you never know what to expect with them. So then on the prior day, this one, it got into that 23 tick range, which is nice. And then prior to that, it had gotten up right at 20 ticks earlier. And this is all crude oil inventories, and this means that I've only got it off for a minute. So a lot of candles generated in 1 minute, and that's, you'll see all kinds of winners in here, but it's going to be a mixed bag. Your stops, anytime you can catch a very large stop. So I've seen 33 tick stops and 33 tick winners, so it can get real messy. Now this is red, but it's only down 40 bucks, so it looks bad, but it obviously cleaned up real fine in the afternoon and was able to accomplish that 20 tick target on the day. And then the day prior to that, let's see how high that got. Looks like that one got up to 27 ticks, at one point 28 ticks. Earlier than that, got up to 27 ticks, got up to 31 ticks. So again, this is just going for that 8-tick stop, 6-tick target. So let's kind of fiddle around with the settings and look at what would happen if you used a smaller target. Okay, so in this case, this is the 8-tick target where you would put that in. Again, I'm going to go to the short side 4 ticks, to the long side 4 ticks, and just leave up my 6-tick stop. And you can do all your break-even adjustments, your trail stops, any of that kind of thing. And then of course to set up your time filters, this is where I'm giving it the window where I don't want to trade in that 6 minutes or so, where it could be crude oil inventory day if you're not paying attention. And then sometimes they push that back to 11 o'clock, and we always want to be aware when crude is, it's basically the most important time of the week that you really want to be certain that you know when that report's going to hit. Okay, so this is all the same settings, the same little time block, all of that, but it's just going for a 4-tick target. So let's just kind of scan through. So same day, this one hit 30 ticks by the end of the day. It had been up, into that 14-tick range earlier. Now the day before that, it looks like it finished out the day at 29 ticks. It got as high as 480. So that's pretty high considering it's just a 4-tick target. So it cranked along pretty nice. I guess the whole day was positive there. The next day looks like got up to 24 ticks by the end of the day. Got up, about 27 ticks at one point, and stayed pretty nice. Had hit 17 ticks earlier. Same thing there. That was the day that we had crude oil inventories, and it was down 2 trades at that point. So it came back and cleaned up very nicely. And then the day before that, finished out the day 80 ticks, got as high as 27 ticks. Had gotten up to 18 at that point. Got up into the $200 range prior to that. So that's just looking for the 4-tick target. Now we'll kind of open things up and look for that real runner scenario to try to catch the entire move. But of course, some of those tighter moves, you would be happier getting 4 ticks or 8 ticks, because it's when it doesn't go anywhere, you'll catch a larger stop than you normally would. Okay, so the way that we're going to adjust this is we're going to say there's no target. It's a 6-tick stop and there's no target on the trade. So it's going to get out as soon as it sees a hook on one of our indicators. Okay, so this is set up with the scenario of trying to catch these runners. So a move like this, yes, there's a whole lot of follow through in that move, and I guess that's about a 24-tick move. But where we have this reversal candle, it's going to get out when it sees that, but this candle is going to be big enough where that can eat up 8 or 9 ticks of your profit. So a trade like this, when we had the 4-tick target, that would be an easy winner for us. In this case, we're only getting a couple ticks out of that. So that's what we mean when we say that you might be happier. This would be a 4-tick target hit. This would be a 4-tick target hit. So same thing here. So what you're going to get in this scenario is some big runners on occasion, but a whole lot of trades that are onesies, twosies kind of thing. So this one gets up to 51 ticks. And then earlier in the day, it had gotten up into that 43 range, 44 looks like, and it had started out the day with a real nice big winner. And so that definitely puts it in the positive area. The prior day, it got up into that 20-tick range a few times. Looks like it got up maybe to 27 ticks. It had started out the day in the hole a little bit. Prior to that, looks like it got up to 20 ticks right at the pit open. So it started out okay, and then it got chopped around a little bit, but would not have knocked you out on the day. And then we were looking at the prior day. You can see it got up to 33 ticks by the end. Did get up as high as 57 ticks at that point. 59 ticks there. Earlier looks like, yeah, got into like that 61 tick range. We got up pretty high. And 62 ticks there. So again, that was a day that, started out with a big, nice push. And this is actually the crude oil inventory day. So it had actually taken a couple of hits, and then we had the U.S. market open, had a real big runner, got it on the positive side, and then it took a break during the inventory time frame. The day prior to that, well, finished out the day at 18 ticks, looks like. Got up as high as 25 ticks at that point. Looks like it just gotten into 27 ticks. So, at least it was able to put up the 20 ticks that we like to see. And it had gotten down as low as minus 16 ticks. So, wouldn't have knocked you out on the day, but again, had to wait until later until it really started chugging along. So, Um, the day before that, we got up to 27 ticks. Looks like it just hit 50 ticks at this point. 40 ticks basically right after lunch. And it had started out the day with a pretty big runner. Looks like it got about almost up to 20 ticks, and then we can see when it got stopped, it lost a few ticks. And so then the day prior to that, looks like it definitely got into 59 ticks at that point. Earlier it had gotten into that 41 tick range. Prior to that, 43 ticks. And again, didn't really do much earlier in the morning, just kind of chopped around a little bit. Alright, so thanks a lot for watching. I hope you got something out of this video, just some setups as far as profit targets and what to expect. You can definitely set things up the way that you like. You can have it take counter trend trades, not take them, go for a smaller target, go for a bigger target. However, whatever your preference is, it does pretty well under most scenarios, and we just want to make sure that we avoid that crude oil inventory report. Alright, if you have any questions, just contact me, info@bigfootautomatedtrading.com. Alright, thanks a lot, everyone.